Good evening. Jamie here. Just wanted to check in for the evening. Um, I thought today was a pretty good day. I felt like I learned some things that I didn't know, and I really like getting the taste of what's coming up. Just like the little tidbits that you guys keep saying, like we're getting, just a little bite of something. It's nice to kind of know what we have to look forward to, because you can read the title of a class, and not really know what it's about. And so it's kind of nice, I think, to kind of, get a handle on what we're going to be learning. Some, I feel like I learned a lot of new things today. I'll just kind of go through the different, maybe the different modules that we talked about today and kind of just highlight them. The personality tests, that did take a while to do last night. And I thought that when Dr. Tipton was talking, and she said that it was important for us to redo these personality tests. I think Stacy asked the question about that. I never thought about that, but I'm going to do that. I don't remember taking them in undergrad as much, but I'm going to definitely. I took the Jung test when we first started the program, so I think maybe take it again now, and maybe again, in the fall, and just kind of see if that changes, because that's really interesting, to see if it would stay the same, or am I changing, or, excuse me, different, if it affected like where I'm working, or because we moved, things like that. So I definitely will be doing that. And then just to know that there's so many different tests out there that, we can give to clients, and just all those resources. It's really cool to have that. And then I actually loved scoring them. I know I heard people saying they were sad because they couldn't find out the results, but I actually like doing that kind of tedious work. And so for me, I thought it was kind of fun to sit there and just go through them and score them. And that's something to look forward to, when we get to that class, and we'll get to find out the results. So, and then of course we played Jeopardy today, and I found myself having to focus on myself during that time. It got a little intense and a little crazy, and I just kind of had to remind myself, I'm not there for anybody else. I'm there for myself. I'm there to learn. I'm here at the intensive to learn everything I can learn. I'm in school for me. I'm not in school for other people. And so I just kind of had to tell myself, just focus on you and on your group and what's going on right now. But that was a really neat way to find things out. The ACA Code of Ethics is huge, and I think it's going to take a while, obviously, to study and learn and find them. And we would read a section, and we would think it was the right one, and actually, because of verbiage, it was a different section. And so just knowing your stuff, you guys are right. We really do need to practice, to go over it and, have it there. So that also, talking about state laws. I mean, I live in Ohio now. I've grew up in Tennessee. I don't know if I'm always going to stay in Ohio, so it is important to find out about state laws. And I know you guys give us Colorado state laws. A lot of our practicum and internship requirements in Ohio are the same as Colorado. But as far as state law goes, as far as like, the different things, reporting and, all that kind of stuff, I need to look at that. It actually makes me feel like, talk about all this ethical stuff makes me feel like my work isn't very ethical. I don't know if maybe you can help me with this to, we can talk tomorrow or something about it, but maybe it's because of my facility that I work at. I know Professor Mayfield, you said that you worked at a similar place, and so maybe that's what it is, but I just don't feel like that they focus on all those kinds of things. To us as counselors, maybe they do to the supervisors and stuff, but we have an executive director who's over everything, and maybe they do to the supervisors as far as that goes. I don't know, but it just hearing all this stuff today was so rich with information for all the ethical part of it, and I just sometimes feel that I don't know if I'm missing out, or I'm getting the wrong picture of counseling, from them. So I'm going to look at my state laws. That's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to look at the state laws for Ohio and just kind of go from there and see, do I see things happening here that are not. But again, maybe it's because they're court ordered and the way that the treatment center is. So But it's got me thinking. So that's what it's supposed to do, and it's going to make me do some research. Is what it's supposed to do also. Um, and then the observation exercise that we did, I thought that was really fun also because where I work, I have to observe clients when they have their visits on Sundays with their families. And the first visit I ever did, I wrote like a paragraph, and we're supposed to, they're there for an hour, and I wrote like a paragraph. This falls onto my supervision, and they did take the blame for it. They didn't teach me. Nobody said to do it. They just said, right, let us know what's going on. But nobody said how detailed it was supposed to be. And so I used to work in a doctor's office, and I remember like observing. What do you observe? When I was in nursing school for a year also, and we'd have to go in and like, you could see so much just by walking in the room. You can tell if your client, if they're breathing, and you see their chest moving in and out, you could tell if they were breathing and things like that. So I know in my mind kind of how to observe someone. My opinion versus what I really see is important. Obviously, I don't write down my opinion. I don't write down and say, I think this person was doing this because of this. I write down what I actually see them doing. And I recognize that goes into my case notes. And later that can be used for diagnosis or treatment, interventions, things like that. But it's kind of like all compiled together. And so I thought that it was really neat. I hope we do get to go over what we observed. And if we don't, that's okay. But I felt like my experience today was pretty good. And I felt like I observed what was going on. And I feel like that I didn't put in my opinion in it and things like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the library visit, I feel like I do pretty good with research articles. I've been able to navigate the library fairly easily from the first intensive of writing it down and just paying attention to the day that we talked about that. I haven't had any trouble finding things for my papers and stuff like that. But I didn't, and I know they talked about ebooks, but I didn't really know a lot about ebooks, and so today that's what we talked about, and it was really neat to know that all that's right there at my fingertips. So that was actually some really good information that I'll be able to use in the future, for research papers and any papers that I have to write. So I was really excited about learning that, and he actually emailed me. We looked up like person-centered therapy books on it, and so he emailed me like the list just so I could kind of see how that works. And so that was pretty neat. The intake that we did this evening, the role play and stuff, I actually thought that was really informative because I've sat in, like I told you earlier, I've sat in on them, but they're different, because of where we work and stuff. And so like you coming in and explaining it to us was very helpful, because I think I learned better by seeing someone else do it first and then doing it and then being told how I could do it better. And so that was really helpful to have you go over everything. And then Professor Mayfield sat down and went over, Professor Mayfield, sorry, Professor Burkhardt sat down and talked and kind of went through it and pulled out, just a few added things like saying, the kind of relationship that he and his client would have. They wouldn't be talking on Facebook. They wouldn't be meeting for a beer after work. He would make sure to tell his client, if you saw me somewhere, I'm not going to speak to you, but it's okay if you spoke to me. And he shared, like, when he was with the, teens and worked with them, he's like, if you see me out with my lady, don't come up to me, things like that. So it was just nice, and it was very calm and relaxed. And like you said, it's going to be that way. The more we do it, it's going to feel calm and relaxing. So I just love, that's like so encouraging to me to have that example from you guys. And so I really appreciated that, and I felt more comfortable, and I was able to ask questions, and I felt like I did ask questions, which, I've been trying to do that, this week, or yesterday. I know I didn't ask as much, but like today, that was my goal, was to try to ask questions. And as far as like my tools and stuff, just this ethics, I think more than anything else, what I took away from today is the code of ethics and how important it is to know it, and how important it is to know my state laws. And I think that was like my main thing that I took from today. And so, that's a tool that I have at my fingertips. And I plan on having a copy of it printed out, and I already have a copy saved on my computer. So But that's like major, and so I'm going to be working on that. As far as my self-assessment for today, I feel like that I did pretty good. When we played Jeopardy, I was answering questions. I was helping my group find things. I didn't just sit there, which normally I would do. I pointed out answers, and even though Carrie was the one standing up, I still felt like I contributed to the group. So I also, sat and had conversations with different people. I didn't just sit off by myself. I did a little bit just to relax and stuff, but in the role plays, I asked questions and things like that. So I'm going to give myself a 4 today because I feel like I was a little bit more extroverted than I normally am, and I'm going to try even just do that much more tomorrow. So I hope you have a good night. Thanks.